Baby dolls, you haven't seen anything yet. The real secret weapon of Richard Hart is the PulseX Buy and Burn. Oh yeah! Now, I'm going to show you, baby dolls, what we're actually talking about. The real secret weapon is actually this PulseX Buy and Burn. It is the most secret utility of the entire PulseChain ecosystem. And I'm just going to warm you up into where we're leading, friends. We're going to lead into Binance, BNB coin, which is one of the most god-tier tokens in all of crypto. And you can see, imagine Richard Hart, he's a little duck, right, named Greg, and he's looking at the big ivory tower of Binance, okay? And there's a big tower, and they've done a lot for the crypto industry, but you can see their wonderful chart, which I'll show you here. I have it right here. This is the weekly chart of Binance, and boy, oh boy, has it gone up heaps, friends. This is enormous. It's still up 1000x, by the way, from here. Still up by 1000x, so yes, that's right. But we all know, right, the real secret is when you look at the BTC ratio, isn't it? So if we go and check Binance's BNB BTC ratio, look at this, man. The thing is still up, my gosh, 47x. Actually picked up here. Now, this is why it was amazing, friends. What I'm going to do now is just show you. BNB BTC, right, it actually peaked. It stopped here with the mania, and then in 2022, it freaking rallied. What? What? My lord, how did that happen? How the hell did you do that? Well, just let you know, friends. So, Richard, look, he's a smart duck. He knew. He can tell, okay? Something's going on here with BNB, friends. And then we went down. We had the CZ FUD and, you know, the takedown of the corrupt SEC trying to go after them. Now we are back to here. Now, BNB, very, very, very strong. So, BNB, friends, to avoid being a security, they don't tell you that they are buying their own coin. They don't tell you that. It's very obvious what happens, though. What do you think was happening during this freaking time of 2022, friends? Crypto volume was going up. So people were liquidating all their coins, and Binance is an exchange, and it's collecting fees of every single coin. So it doesn't take a genius to figure out what actually happened was. Why was BNB going up? They were collecting fees of every coin, and they were using it to bid BNB. They were keeping a floor on it. Now, BNB, friends, I'm going to tell you this. This is really, really, really strong. I mean, like, it is, look at this. From May 2021, many coins are still down 90%. For example, Hex is still down over 90%. This thing is only down 26% against BTC. Okay, that is very, very powerful. I mean, if you want to look at the BNB ETH ratio as well, friends, against ETH, man, it is like, whoa, what the hell is this? My gosh, what a weapon. What an absolute weapon. Now, Greg the Duck, Richard Hart, he's looking on the sidelines going, I want that. I want that. Now, he could tell big things are happening, friends. So we have that with PulseX. It's just going to take time, okay? So don't worry. We're going to crank some cranky J beats later on, all right? So what I'm now going to show you is, see, friends, when most people look at PulseX, you'll see that it's up, 8.5% today. You have 4.99% of the total user supply bought and burned right here, which is amazing. And it equates to about $32 million today. So that is constantly being chewed up. And Richard, he actually went out of his way. He made a long-winded post about PulseX. It has amazing buy and burn. We've bought and burnt up a lot, and it's going to keep doing it, and the price is going to go parabolic. He's effectively telling you that. Now, I remember from a morning show, friends, the ask side for PulseX is only around $28 million. So if you wanted PulseX to do about a 100x from today, you need to insert $280 million, 280 net. Okay, now obviously net. You add in 50 million, people dump. You add in 50 million, people dump. But eventually, with the right macro conditions, everything's sweet. Now, we don't live in a vacuum world, do we? Where we live in a reality where you have to move up Pulse and PHEX and EHEX and just everything all together. But the beautiful part is, friends, I mean, like, there is a PulseChain sacrifice wallet, which may or may not have 170,000 Ethereum in there, which will be worth 1.2 billion with a B at $7,000 ETH. Okay, so let's actually go and let's go through here so everyone understands what's going on. So here's the actual ETH price chart. So friends, if ETH goes up here, if Ethereum's $7,000. Okay, Ethereum is now $7,000. What are we looking at? Well, we are looking at a wallet, which is actually here, thanks to Gerardo. This wallet of his If Ethereum's 7 grand, he's got 1.2 billion in sitting there. Now you're like, oh well, 1.2 billion, that's a lot more than 280 million to send up PulseX. Now you've got to add up all the other coins as well. You got to drag up PHEX, you got to drag up INC, you got to drag up Pulse. That's all right. But I stopped at $7,000 ETH. Okay, so by the way, what about everyone else in crypto joining? You know, it's just like if I've done the worst case. So I've literally done the worst case where Richard Hart, worst scenario, Richard Hart is gagged. He's never allowed to tweet about crypto ever again. No one's ever going to hear about the chain ever again. That's why I'm just telling you, okay, $1.2 billion can get rotated in. That's it. He's not allowed to talk. He's not allowed to stream. No one's allowed to talk about PulseChain. It's banned. Corrupt SEC wins. The corrupt courts, they win. All right, I'm taking this bad scenario. You can't do anything. Okay, you still reprice higher. So even in this worst case, you still reprice higher. You got to remember all the reflexive snowball effect of, you know, a guy with an ash catching Pokemon hat, catching Pokemon on the internet and yelling about this coin. You have Dr. Hexologist giving prostate exams to the world, making the world a better place. Finding boxes of green candles as well. You got to check out that thumbnail. So all these things will be happening. Is reflexive, the bridging, and Banter's going to pop the bubbles, unpop them, pop them. All this stuff happening. It's going to get people to FOMO in. Not just FOMO, they want to come and join. Okay, so I like to be on the conservative side just to see these. Now, let's go into the secret weapon stuff. So this is obviously the PulseX logo as we go here, friends. So the PulseX Buy and Burn is what also can keep Hex even stronger. And this weapon is the least covered of all. So it is literally, friends, the most secret utility of PulseChain ecosystem. If you're a DeFi guy, if you're like, hey, I want some utility. I want some utility. Okay, you want some utility? PulseX. Okay, PulseX is one of the greatest utility of all. Now, I know a lot of people know this, friends, but just so your friends and family know, there are two PulseXs. There's V1 and V2. V1 has a bug, but it's a nice bug. And the bug is it buys and burns too many PulseX. It was meant to do 0.06%, but it's like 0.24 or something. Like it's 4x more burning. So it's basically going on like a drug binge on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. That's what it's basically doing. It's drunken Michael Saylor with a money printer attached. Okay, that's how crazy it is. Now, here we go, friends. I made a video covering this, but we have to explain it again. In a nutshell, PulseX is the only utility coin that a DeFi guy should seek. And when you look at it from a 3D view, PulseX is your decentralized version of BNB. Okay, it is. Remember BNB, friends. BNB, there is a guy. He's sitting like an internet cafe, sweaty armpits. He's eating Hot Pockets, ketchup. Okay, and there's that wind blowing in him. You know the fan with the string with the streams going because it's really, really hot. It's sweaty, and he's got like one of those belly guts hanging out. And he's the guy, and he's darting. I mean, he's smoking. He's smoking a lot. Okay, he's throwing out darts, and every once in a while he gets the call, and they say, okay, rotate the profits into BNB. They have to do it manually. Okay, now I'll use that description for you just to tell you that it's not a guaranteed, it's not a given. And, you know, if Binance gets stopped somewhere or whatever, it's going to be problematic. The good thing is, even with CZ going to jail and stuff, BNB still strong. Okay, so that's double tick for us. We'd rather that scenario. However, in an unlikely scenario where they actually got to go further on Binance, well, PulseX has an advantage. You can't turn this off. Okay, so this aggressive buy and burn is constantly chewing up the supply. Richard Hart definitely saw the powerful unicorn that Binance was and saw the BNB coin performance. So buy and burn, rocket ship. So I have an explanation here just how it works. And it's very, very simple, friends. You don't really need to go the quirks of it. I know K4K Crypto, he did many extensive videos back in 2022. But the volumes that they're expecting, remember, if you do a buy and burn, it's a tax on activity. In a nutshell, okay? It's a tax on activity. It goes, hey, one guy swaps $1,000 with another guy of coins. Okay, and they take basically, hey, give me $3. That's what the protocol says. Give me $3 and we do the buy and burn. Okay? Now, the more volume, the better. So, really, you can just throw in any number. If you think, oh, we're going to flip Uniswap in volume tomorrow, well, you can just bring out any number you want. But over time, with enough force and pressure, you will crank it. And How much of a crank, friends? Well, PulseX is just a better DEX. See, PulseX versus Cake, you've got a buy and burn, you've got low trading fees, deflationary, you got limit orders and all these other stuff that could be coming, but you don't even really need them to, okay? What's really happening, friends, is, I know not many people are going to like hearing this, but the meme coin community on PulseChain is literally the reason why Binance doesn't have an edge, okay? It's literally the meme coin community. Altcoins, because I'm telling you this, Richard, friends, is a very good marketer. Remember I told you every founder of every coin, their personality stems out to everybody in the community. Well, you know, like Vitalik is like, you know, neutral. All the Ethereum guys are like that. So when it comes to Richard Hart, he's top tier marketing. What does top tier mean? So if you're asked, what does that mean? It means when he sees something work in the marketplace, he doesn't sit there and cry. He doesn't sit there and whinge or complain, okay? He thinks, how do I use that? And he also says, oh, that's working. Okay, so all of us, we've learned a lot from practically, right, seeing him execute. So information comes to all of us in the chain. So for example, he saw, oh, layer ones have value. And there's other layer one chains. And he's a DEX, right? So he basically saw these appear. They all have value. And he's like, oh, we should use it. Okay, so now, in a nutshell, yes, it just means like, okay, you just do what works. But you actually find out, friends, if you read a lot of books about what makes billionaires special, a lot of it is not just hard work. They're actually genetically gifted, okay? A lot of these billionaires, because what they can do is, you and I walk past, you know, a takeaway shop, maybe we see a squeaky chair sitting there by the fountain in the park. We just see these random objects in life, okay? Billionaires and these geniuses, the people who are on the elite level of society, not just high IQ, but elite executors, basically, when it comes to businesses and entrepreneurs, they walk around and they go, oh, that logo's really catchy. I'm going to keep it. And they store it, you know? They're like, oh, yellow and blue make a nice pattern. It makes me feel nice when I look at that logo. I'm going to keep it for my company. You see this? They're going through life just picking this stuff up. You and I, we see nothing. We're like, hey, I'm a Wall Street guy. I just want some Wall Street guys to hang around with. That's you and me, okay? We're just running around. We're a bunch of retardios, okay? These people are different, okay? Now, you and I can learn it, and that's why we're in crypto, right? We're learning, oh, this is how we adapt. There are people learning off me as well. But I'm talking about like guys who are entrepreneurs, throw them out into any time, any country, any business, and they can figure stuff out, okay? So, Richard, when it comes to PulseX and PulseChain and Hex, okay, it's not just here's a bunch of logos and a bunch of garbage here. No. There's a lot of things that have been filtered out to get to this point. Now, friends, the PulseChain ecosystem powers up when you get more centralized exchange listings, and this is the most critical part of what I'm telling you, friends. And it's so critical. What I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to show you the PulseX chart, because what we're looking at, it's basically free money now. Okay, it's literally free money. I put on a linear chart. I mean, like you get a 3 to 4x if you get back to day one stack. So these are joke prices, right? But also, if you go to GoPulse, you can see the market cap of PulseX is 632 million, which is in the bottom left here. And if we go back to this chart, let's look at the PulseX to Pulse ratio. You can see this strength. I mean, like, friends, there is no DEX in crypto that is literally 57% of the freaking value of the layer one chain. That is what they call like extremely expensive out there, but this is different, right? So if you're a market cap guy, you can't trade off market cap. So see, market cap's too big. A lot of people say that about PulseX. They go, oh, market cap's too big. They go, oh, I'm never going to buy a DEX that's worth 630 million market cap when the layer one chain is 875 million. I go, all right, bro. Okay. You don't have to buy anything, okay? Not financial advice. I'm long and I'm strong and I'm bullish as hell, okay? Because of what I'm about to tell you now, the centralized exchange listings. So when you get a centralized exchange listing, baby dolls, remember, it's going to be like this, okay? The arbitrage and trading bots, okay? Because remember, PulseX is going to be listed in many places, okay? And Pulse. They will start being more active switching between exchanges, okay? And when Bitcoin and Ethereum move big, these bots, they're all trading on leverage and they're doing volume, everything's going to be synced and linked. Now, it's a double-edged sword, okay? So you get more volume, but you're now really correlated to the market, okay? So, but this is something to worry about in the next cycle. It's not to worry about right now. You know, a lot of people ask me, hey, how does this arbitrage stuff work? Friends, it's very, very simple. Okay, I'll show it to you now. So let's say we get listed on Binance. Let's say Binance lists PulseX, right? It's right here. Binance is PulseX. So here's Buy, okay? Binance, okay? So what about if Bybit lists it as well, okay? Okay, here you have P as well. And then here is PulseChain's DEX of it, okay? So what would happen, friends, is if someone comes in to Binance and basically sells Pulse, okay? Sells Pulse or PulseX, doesn't matter which one, okay? When they sell it, there are bots here. In 1 millisecond, okay, they've been collected on the bid, okay? They've been collected. And they're like, oh, we now own, you know, like a billion PulseX. And what do is they go to Bybit and then they sell that, okay? And they do volume there. And you see all that volume cranking up, so it's going to be back and forth arbitraging, and they're taking little pips. But what eventually happens, friends, is when they need when they have enough inventory on one leg and they're exposed. Let's say they're basically long or short, no matter what. Okay, long or short. What they can do is, okay, they go to the DEX on PulseChain. They actually go to PulseX. And they look at their inventory. Now, all this happens within like seconds, okay? Milliseconds. So they go, oh, we are, let's say they are short on Binance. They're like, oh, crap. We're short $1 billion PulseX. So whatever the hell it is. Oh, we're short $300,000 worth, okay? What do they go do? They get their bot and they go to the PulseX exchange, actually on Binance, on PulseChain, and they buy that $1 billion worth. Now they're hedged, okay? Now, when they buy, they do volume. And everyone starts playing this same game together. They're all trying to scalp back and forth. You have a lot of people doing, you know, all these other bots trading off like RSI, and they're trying to do this little trading stuff. But this network, what I'm showing you, all of these things go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And before you know it, friends, over time, it's exponentially raising the activity of PulseX and that volume. Okay, and that buy and burn, okay? That's the most important part. The buy and burn, that's actually the real utility, okay? So they'll do this on leverage, and the Bitcoin will have a big spike. People, like, all this volume gets done, and that's what you want over time, yeah? So, in a nutshell, this ratcheting up of this volume and trade activity, right? So, you know that Pulse and PulseX listing, this will get the inventory bots, okay? They now become your friend. They are the ones constantly hedging, doing volume back and forth. And you can actually see it on some other poopy chains like Pui and all these others. If you look at their volume, they don't have meme coins and stuff. They don't actually have like product market fit communities going around, friends. What they have on their chains is they have USDC and Ethereum, and that is getting cross arbitrage with other chains. You see, so the USDC on Pui is getting cross arbitrage with the USDC on Arbitrum. And then Optimism, and then there's like, you know, one of the bridge websites, and then you have also Binance, all the bots there. Do you see how everything's linking to each other? But that takes time to get there. But when we do get there, friends, we will be seeing some absolutely mega G, pumpy G's in PulseX. Whee! So much fun I'm having, friends. This is what happens in the background. You don't have to do anything. Just literally just have a party. You don't have to do anything. You literally have to do nothing. You just wait. So when you're long PulseX, you're long that, what I just told you. And you're like, but Sommi, when are they going to list it? When are they going to list the coins? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just telling you right now, I like the fact that there's no listings. So I can like confidently tell everybody, go all in. Go all in. If it doesn't work out, skip the country. But yeah, you can pretty much go. It's so easy. Like it literally is like staring you in the face. It goes, oh my gosh, there's a buy and burn mechanic, and the rails haven't even been set up yet, and it's already bought and burnt 5% with no listings, man. Friends, you know that 5% buy and burn, pretty much 5% total supply bought and burnt. that's just us shitcoining. That's literally the Tang Gang and then the P-Dye and then this going out. And also, just to let you know, friends, remember, on PulseX, it's the PulseX to Pulse liquidity pair. So when other meme coins or altcoins launch, remember, they're paired with Pulse most of the time. So when there's price deviations, there's bots who are crossing. So there's bots, they're like when they move certain distances, they do certain volume thresholds. The bot will basically use the PulseX to Pulse liquidity pool to do all the activity. And there you go. That's more buying and burning happening over time. It's basically, friends, you're literally watching one of those like super massive Hornets, Nets, Death Star things just forming in the middle of the galaxy. And it's got all the like the warp, you know, the Hornets and things, and just all spaceships moving around. It's going to keep pretty much going up over and over and over again. And of course, what's going to accelerate it? A bull market. Now, because you're a baby doll, you probably want to know real numbers. What's real numbers? But look, man, I've got real numbers here. So right now, PulseChain, the whole volume did about $46 million of volume per day. Now, if you go back to, say, K4K videos from 2 years ago, it's way, way, way less than everyone expected. It's pretty much 10 times less than they expected. So, and that's a lot, right? So they're expecting like, you know, they're expecting 500 million to a billion per day, but we're getting 46 million. But this is the thing, friends, okay? Because we are in a digital economy and we have our own currency called Pulse, that's the spear, okay? Because we have that, okay, when Pulse goes up, it raises the GDP of the whole chain. So what that means is, Pulse, friends, if you look at Pulsipoo, okay, Pulsipoo is only literally freaking 0.54 day one sack. You know, this is the funniest part and best part. You know, if Pulse just gets to, say, 2x day one sack again, okay, which is literally up here, that's about 3.5x, okay? This is, friends, this is the greatest thing ever. This is why we're in crypto, okay? If Pulse does like a 3x, the volume of PulseChain is doing a 3x, okay? It made everyone richer. So if you raise the GDP of a city, like the average income, right? If you raise the average, let's say the average income in the city is like, you know, $20,000. Let's say one of the Chinese cities, and like, oh, roll forward 20 years. Okay, the average income is not $20,000 anymore US, it's $60,000. Yeah, the transactions of everything, they've also gone up that much as well. People aren't swapping $1,000 cars anymore. They're swapping $3,000 cars. They're not buying $10 steaks. They're paying $30 for the steak. Everything gets raised up, friends. Everything. Okay, so that's why Pulse is the core. You need Pulse to go up. And also, Pulse being at like 0.54 day one sack, it's like, it's a joke, right? So anything you see right now is not the real picture. It's not the potential. But if you want to know, friends, right, a conservative buy and burn, I mean, these numbers are, I didn't even do the full maths on how it's all calculated and stuff properly. But right now we're doing $46 million of volume per day. So if we go to $100 million of volume per day, which is nothing, friends, nothing. We did $400 million per day on the launch, okay? We just do $100 million of volume per day, friends. The buy and burn is around $1.8 million per month. So you start cranking it. Now, here's the thing. You need it to sustain, but like be easy to sustain. Like, dude, we're not even like, just get to 2x day one sack and then we're cranking that much, okay? Everything in crypto is going to go moonshot. You can look at some comparables, friends, like Coinbase has 600 million volume. See this 24-hour volume? But what you can do, friends, is you can actually look at, so sort by volume, look at the high pairs. Look at this. See, the volume is Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin. You see here, and then you have meme coins and stuff out here. See this Nero and all these others coming down. But look at all the volume, man. $70 million of volume coming from this wrapped stuff. So as the chain gets bigger, Circle want to deploy USDC. There's more wrapped tokens and stuff on there. Everything exponentially gets bigger. Okay, everything. And that's the potential. So even at $100 million of volume per day, if you run that for a whole year, you have bought and burned $22 million of PulseX. So you bought and burned and chewed it up. And it's gone forever. That's the best part, right? And now here comes the special trick. The special trick is PulseX is bought and bonded to Pulse, Hex, and INC. And even Hex is bonded to EHEX. So all the coins, friends, all the coins bonded together, you have this super powerful DeFi utility coin called PulseX, where it's getting chewed up and everything's bonded to it. So PulseX is being dragged up over time, okay? And it will really accelerate in the bull market. So you got a double whammy here, and I don't want to give anyone FOMO. Everyone's already in. You're already on, okay? But like, this is why you can't ignore this, dude. You can't ignore this. Because look at this. All of this accelerates when you have, number one, meme coin activity on the chain, and two, centralized exchange listings for Pulse alone, because the bots will go to the liquidity pair and grab it for inventory management. So I want to ask you this, right? Do you think meme coins are going to have people interested in trading? Yes. Okay. I didn't even ask you, do you think meme coins are going to do 1000x and stay there? You don't even need to know that. Do you think people are going to keep gambling on meme coins? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, sweet. You're bullish on PulseX. Okay. Number two, do you think that more exchanges could list Pulse and PulseX? PulseX isn't listed anywhere. Okay. It literally hasn't been listed anywhere. So there's a lot of potential. There's a lot. Okay. Now you've already seen 5% buy and burn, but here's the thing. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, friends, is I'm actually going to tell you that, look, the price can crank very, very hard in a bull market. However, even though we'll be breaking the backs of the bears, we can still drop 95%. Why? It's because, okay, well, remember, people buy based off emotions. Yeah? So if all of us are yelling and having fun, right, and there's a lot of green candles coming in PulseX, like what I'll do is I'll just show you, I should go back to the PulseX price chart. Friends, if PulseX, let's say it's actually up at 10x day 1 sec, right? So it's literally, my gosh, what is that, 30x from here. When it's up here, okay, maybe like I'm hoping, man, that'll be nice. Imagine in the bull market, it does like an even higher wave. Well, the buy and burn, okay, the buy and burn is relentless, and it does all of its volume when everyone is trading. And when's everyone trading? Okay, in the tops. So, you know, in stock market, friends, stock market, their volatility is on the big crash days. But in crypto, our crash days, everyone dies. There's no volatility. Our volatility comes when the prices go up. So now you have, it's a slingshot and it's glued on to the top of a rocket. And the rocket is in like this big mother starship that is literally got a bigger slingshot. It's just going to shoot it out to another dimension. Okay, that's pretty much what's happening here. But it's going to trap a lot of people in the bear. A lot. But lucky for you, what do you mean bear market, bro? We've been holding for the whole time. I know, but what I'm just telling you is the buy and burn, because it's so effective and powerful, will be forcing the market, PulseX, to discover higher prices than where it should be. Okay? Here's the thing. Do you remember Binance, friends? Remember that guy? He's in the hot pocket. There's a fan blowing in here, and he's got to like, he's got to like do the buy and burn. Well, you know, with Binance, they specifically stop the buy and burn, buying of the BNB tokens with the fees when the coin goes up too much. Just so you know, okay? And you can actually get a few of these hints from CZ. CZ, I'm not making this up, his interview, okay, because I know you won't believe it, but he doesn't want to outperform Bitcoin too much. Okay, so it could be out of respect for Bitcoin or Satoshi. I'm not making this up. He doesn't want to outperform Bitcoin too much. He wants it nice and steady. Yeah, it's almost like it's kind of like, it's maybe in their culture. They don't actually want to be number one. They don't want to be number one, but they like being reliable and blue chip and everything out here. They don't actually want to really, really, really crank it up. So what they do is BNB is a defensive PulseX. So in the bear market, BNB gets the fees and they keep the coin bid, okay? But in a bull, friends, if I go back and show you BNB, even though it's strong, right, it did not do in the last bull market. Look at this. It went up, look at that, 3-4x and came back. You see this, right? It didn't do this parabolic move up. Now, what I'm going to do now is actually show you Hex. This is the Hex ETH chart. Look what Hex did, right, in its move up. Okay, so this is enormous. Yeah, look this. Compare what we just saw, 3x, And then Hex, friends, did 33 pretty much, even if you measure it from here. And you're getting yield easily. Easily you get like 40% short-term yield in that. So really you got 45 times on your ETH. 45x. Because you just do the short-term in staking and all that stuff, okay? So just compare those numbers. So BNB got like a 4, and then Hex got like a 40 over performance on ETH. Okay, so BNB is more defensive. So defensive though, I mean, like, what do you want defense for? We're about to go head first into a bull market. You see what I mean? So PulseX is basically turbo bull market, hyper volatile, upside moonshot potential version of BNB. All right, now that's why I'm telling you now. This is not going to impact you, but you know, maybe one day, friends, I got 500,000 subs, and I'm gonna be telling them, even they're going to be killing me. I'm telling them, look, man, that PulseX Buy Burn, it's too good for its own good. Okay, it's pretty much because all the volume is going to come up. I'm going to show you now. Okay, all the volume, friends, is going to come up here. You see that, and the protocol is going to be buying and burning things and dragging this up higher. So basically, what's going to happen is there might be people buying up here when if it wasn't a buy and burn, they will be buying down here. So what ends up happening though is, see this extra move, this is like a bit, it could be like an extra 2 to 3x at the very end. What you'll find out is the market will come back to its fair value anyway. It's just that it traps people higher. Okay, now I know there's no sympathy for these people. Like, bro, we've been yelling about this for 3 years. You know what I mean? That's how confident I am they are going to get trapped. And there's nothing you can do about it, by the way. Because, like I said, remember, people trading off their emotion. Yes, they're investing based off their emotion. Well, when they see a cult that survived minus 99% and the most god tier buy and burn tokenomics and a guy in a Pokemon hat yelling with a very fluffy microphone, and they're seeing this and all the volume and everything going crazy, they're like, oh, well, I have to be long. Okay, but the price they end up buying at, because they're going off emotion, that is the thing that's going to be variable, right? It depends what price is it going to be. Now, the beautiful part is it's going to be way higher than it should, which is good for us, okay? Good for us. Not going to be nice in the next bear market, but it's good for us now, okay? So here's the thing though, friends. This is literally the same story with every single crypto though. Like, oh, there's a boom bust cycle when you're going to get trapped. Yeah, like you could make the case, friends. I'll show you right this. I'll show you right now. There's nothing malicious about this. Have you heard of Elon Musk? Have you heard of that dude? Well, friends, Elon Musk shilled Doge, and you could have easily made a case that Doge's fair value was 6 cents. But then Elon went on Saturday Night Live and pumped this to 70. You see that? So look how many people got trapped up here. All these people got trapped. You see that? All these people were buying 15 to 50 cents when they should have been only buying down here. So these are just boom and bust cycles. And you'll find that the crowd's going to invent a narrative no matter what you tell them anyway. So I think it's also fitting to remind everyone, Ricardo Corazon was trapped by Bitcoin at $32 back in 2011, right? So that's obviously what him and DaVinci J15. Okay, they don't both know that together, but because I know both of them and we follow both of them, they both got trapped here. They both bought Bitcoin up here at $32 and they watched it come back down to 2. Okay, so boom and bust cycles are nice. And isn't it nice for once we're like, oh, there's going to be a great chap. Golly gee, did the price go 10 times higher than it was meant to? That's what you're going to be looking at. So now you get to see why owning PulseX is owning the casino. But saying the word casino, it's true, it doesn't do it justice, because you're buying a token which will be bought forcefully. That's what utility is. Utility is, whether I like it or not, this action has to happen. Like a hammer. A hammer has a lot of utility. You're like, whether or not I like hammers, it doesn't matter. I need to hit this nail to hang up this picture on the wall. You see? So it's not the sexiest thing, but like I said, friends, PulseX, you don't even need to ever talk about PulseX again. You just need crypto cycle to continue. People will trade coins, they'll swap things around. All that activity is going to be moving and thrashing Pulse around, PLS. And one of the biggest liquidity pools is the PulseX to Pulse one there. So Everything is interconnected. And for the first time in crypto, you can actually get long this. It's giving you the chance to have exposure. In all the other chains and coins, you can't. You can't. By the way, yeah, with Binance you can, but you got to rely on them, right? So it's a nice way to look at it, right? So if you have, imagine in your head, Binance, BNB is, think of like a blue shield. It's defensive. It's slower. It's like rock solid, okay? And what would PulseX be? It would literally be a flying dragon, okay? And there's rockets going off in the background. There's a comet shooting up to the sky. You know, that's what it is, right? And then you got a rainbow. How to get there, I don't know. It's in the stratosphere. You see what I mean? And you got like just intergalactic stars just going supernova. Okay, that's PulseX, okay? Because that's what we're heading into the bull market. And ultimately, where we go in the next 12 months, we're going to discover higher prices. But there will be a point where I love friends. Isn't it beautiful? I can actually tell you. Like, oh yeah, there'll be a point where the thing is too high. Isn't that great? It's nowhere near now. That's what you want, friends. Okay. Where the point is too high, I guess we'll find out. Yep. So you already know, yes. PulseX. Strong DEX. It's 600 million market cap. But if you trade it off market cap, you would completely miss it. People, it's funny that people, you know, look, I tell these people all the time. There's a buy and burn. There's utility. Meme coin chain. Pulp chain. Poker chain. Okay, they're all trading around. The PDI narrative. Doesn't matter. They all contribute to all of this. And we're not even listed on any exchanges yet. It's literally the most bullish thing ever because it's telling you, hey, this is the cheapest price you're going to be for the next 12 months. And no matter what happens from that point, unless they see this, they're not touching it. They're not touching it. We'll see. Make sure you like, subscribe. Catch you soon.